Good day. In this video I'll be showing you how to work with regular expressions in PHP. So first, let's define what regular expressions are. So basically, regular expressions are used to match specific patterns within a string. So for example, if we have the following string, and we only want to match the numbers, so regular expressions are used to do that. So to use regular expressions, you call the pregmatch function. So this function accepts the pattern. So this is the regular expression, and then the subject is the string that you want to work with. So let's first define the pattern. So the pattern is basically just a string, and then you need to add the delimiters. So the delimiter that's commonly used is forward slashes. So in between this slash is the actual pattern. So let's declare a string first. And then let's put some numbers here. Okay, so let's try to match on with these numbers only. Okay, so how do we do that? So actually I've written an article about this few years back, so let's try to use it now. Okay, so for matching, we want to match these numbers only. So okay, so we can use this specific pattern. So it's saying that it matches all the digits. So let's try that now. Okay, and then let's add the third argument, which is basically the matches that has been found. So let's try to output that. Okay, and then okay, so it's only matching this digit. So we do not want that. We want all the digits to be matched. So to do that, we have to change the function. So instead of pregmatch, we use pregmatch all, so that not only the first digit will be matched, so every digit in here will be matched if you use the pregmatch all. So let's try. Okay, so the result is this. So again, we do not want this result because it's matching on every single digit. So since this is considered a single entity, and this is also considered a single entity, we want the results to be just 300 and then 22. So to do that, we need to add another pattern. So let's look for it in here. Okay, so it's here, the plus. So it says matches everything preceding the string specified. So this is the actual pattern, and then we want that every single occurrence of this specific pattern will be also matched. So the regular expression is gonna look for this first, and then it finds out that the next character is actually matching this pattern as well, so it's gonna continue getting that. So it's now here, and then it goes to the third digit, and it's find out that it's still a digit, so it captures that as well, and then it goes here and it's no longer a digit, so it stops here. So and then it goes over here and it does the same thing. So that's basically how the plus sign works. So let's try to execute it now. Okay, so now we have 300 and then 22. If we add other digits in here, it will also be matched. So 300 and then 44,000. Okay, so as you can see, the matches are actually stored in the first item in this matches array. So you have to access the first item. Okay, so these are all the matches. Okay, so what if instead we want to match only the words in here? So let's go ahead and look for the specific pattern. Okay, this matches all words, so the pattern is backslash and then W. So this should, okay, let's try first. I'm not very sure if it's going to match the digits as well. Okay, so it actually matched the digits. So we need the plus sign again in here so that it's not going to stop the capture process until it finds a character that's not matching this pattern. So the white space is not matching in this pattern, so it should stop here, and then it's going to capture this and then this until here. So let's try that. Okay, so this is not what we really want because we still have 300 and then all the other numbers. So let's look for another one. Okay, so let's try this. A to Z and then capital A to Z. Let's try that out. Okay, so that's more like what we need. So the, and then it skips this one and then it proceeds with the second word. So it's actually working. So what this pattern does is basically we have grouped these two patterns into a single entity. So as you can see in here, character set, it's kind of the same with using the parentheses, but when using this you don't need the pipes to separate what specific group of characters you want to match, since everything inside the brackets is treated as a single entity. So this is the grouping. So we've grouped these two patterns together A to Z and then big letter A to Z. So so let's have a big characters in here. Let's see if that matches, and then we remove this. Okay, so did you see what happened? So it is keep this specific character because it's a big one. So in order to match everything, every letters, every alphanumeric character, you use the big letter A to Z and the small letter A to Z. Okay, so let's try this. Another grouping pattern. So this specific pattern is mostly used for matching specific words. So for example, if you have a censoring program, so you don't want the bad words to actually make it to the database, so let's just say bad word in here, and then another bad word, so let's just pretend that these two are bad words. So what we do here is to match every single bad words inside this parenthesis. So let's select this one, then put it inside. So in regular expressions, to match empty spaces or white space, you need to use the \s. So that's how you do it. And then to separate this word from the next word, you have to use the pipe symbol, and then we get the other bad words, and then place it again, then put in the \s as a replacement to the white space. Okay, so let's try. Okay, so it matches all the bad words. So instead of doing preg match all, because all we want to do is remove these words, we need to use another function. So preg replace. So this function accepts the pattern and then the string that you want to replace with the pattern, and then the string that you want to work with. So this is basically the pattern, so let's just copy it, and then the replacement would be an empty string because we do not want the user to see that. And then the subject is this string. Okay, so let's just comment this out, and also this one, and let's output the new string. So the new string is basically the return value for this function. So it should say the quick brown fox, and then foxes, and then it skips this one, and it should proceed to this number, and then this is skip, and then it moves to this. Okay, foxes, then this is ignored. Okay, so it's working. So there are many others in here. I suggest you read all about this, so I provided some resources in here as well. So there's this, yep, there's this site called regexer.com, which you can use to play around with regular expressions. So this allows you to type a string and then it would highlight the text that was being matched. So I guess there's a problem in here. I guess it's the ad blocker. Okay, doesn't seem to work, so I'll just leave that to you, and that's it for this video.